Hi, my name is Daniel Soboski, and I'm here with Mihai Gita. This is part of the Crossing Point, conversations about how people move from survival into something more real and more powerful in their lives. Mihai, tell me a bit about yourself and what you're focused on these days.
Hi Daniel, thank you for this opportunity. I'm um, I'm a therapist. I'm also a computer programmer. During the day, I'm a therapist in my spare time, and I'm focusing on developing my network with more clients. Um, I also have other things. Uh, I'm searching different other streams of income to to be more financially independent. But yeah, I like a lot helping people, being a therapist, and whenever someone has some issues, it's very easy for me to jump in and give him some suggestions, of course, if they want to.
Gotcha. Awesome. Thanks for that. Now, just moving right into the material that we're talking about here today in the Crossing Point. Tell me about a time when things really weren't working for you.
Yeah, I think that was about 10 years ago, because I was doing the same thing. I was just taking my car, go to work, drop my kid at kindergarten or school, go to work, and then pick him up and come back again. It was this routine every day. Every day, I felt like in a prison. I didn't feel that there were other options, and also the money was tight because this was a private school, and because we wanted to offer him good conditions to learn. It was a Waldorf school. And I remember at some point I was so happy that we finished the car payments. It was about $500 a month, and that was a huge relief. But even though both we had salaries, was pretty much the same as the expenses, and it wasn't some rich life or something. It was just regular life, vacation here and there, and I really felt stuck at that moment. And I was I was receiving a newsletter about certain spiritual events that were going on in Montreal, because I'm in the Montreal area, and I discovered someone a coach that was training people in doing some energy work on chakras, on Kundalini, and I've always been interested in that, so I took those classes, and something opened up. I started to see that there are other possibilities. Even though I was doing the same thing over and over, my my inner state changed a little bit, and from that point, it it wasn't very expensive, but still at that moment it wasn't easy to do it, but I did it, and it paid up. And from that moment, I went to a different type of workshop with Alexandre Nadeau to further expand on this search for higher states of consciousness, and that was another layer that was that I discovered. Now, the further I was going deeper into my consciousness and knowing myself better, the freer I felt in my daily routine. But something started shifting, and being in those classes, I met other people starting opening up. I um, I started to present myself as a therapist. After doing those courses, I was able to help people with some simple techniques. And from Alexandre Nadeau, I found grant from the Institute of Peak States, and this is the techniques. These are the techniques that I like most, and I stuck with them. So every step moved me further and further, and yeah, like I said, I felt a larger to a higher degree of freedom in my life, even though things didn't change that much in the beginning. But then Uh, it felt like money wasn't that hard to get. We refinanced the house. We had some money coming in, and we started doing some things, and little by little things started to change.
Okay, great. Thanks for that. Now let's here at the crossing point, we're really focused in on this moment of this transition moment. And I just want to keep us focused a little bit before the shift where things started to improve. And so let's look closely at that time when things weren't working. Was there a moment when it really hit you, just this is not working?
It wasn't a moment like this, but the every day I felt like a pressure because I was interested in other stuff, like I said, in consciousness and the people around me, they were just talking about jobs and I don't know, issues in the family and the house. Uh, I wanted to have a meaningful conversation, and it wasn't a specific point, but I felt this pressure, let's say, every day. What I want to say is that when I saw that first email, that newsletter about the courses about Kundalini and energy healing, that was like a flash of light, something that sparked something in me, like my curiosity. And also after that, when I saw that those seminars, there was an advanced seminar from Alexandre Nadeau, and it wasn't it was quite expensive at the time for us, but I felt like I had to do it. So I think those were more defining moments when even though we struggled with money at that moment, I thought that it's a good idea because it's going to bring something positive in our lives. I mean, in my life and my family.
Okay, gotcha. And just staying in the difficult period, when you're still, things aren't quite working, maybe you haven't seen the email yet. What wasn't working for you in the sense of what were people misunderstanding about you or what you're going through? What didn't land when people tried to help you?
I think mostly I missed conversation about other subjects, like I said, consciousness and developing, working on yourself and healing traumas and stuff like that. It wasn't something common in the conversation with the people around me.
And do you have any idea what kinds of things made things harder that people didn't even realize?
I don't know. I just felt alone. I don't know what to say. I
Yeah, I
couldn't
mean that's
communicate. Yeah.
That's great. Keep speaking because this is the part that is valuable for many of our audience members, so they can get a sense of like maybe they see themselves in that, and there's the possibility. In a moment we'll talk about the possibility more about like getting out of that. But in that moment, yeah, was there anything else that really wasn't working or was making it harder?
I've like I said earlier, I really felt like being in a prison with not much room to move in, just not no possibility of change. Yeah, and it was draining my energy also.
Gotcha. I understand. Thanks for sharing that. And I know you've spoken to this a little bit already, but let's just zoom in a little bit more. Now, before you really noticed that, there had been a significant shift in your life, I heard you talk a little bit about some of the first signs. What was one, and you spoke to this a little bit earlier, but what was one specific thing you did differently that started to change things?
I think those were the two main events when I decided to pay that money for those courses. For the first one with Kundalini and the second one with Alexandre Nadeau, it was a pretty big amount at that time, and it was stressful. But I felt like it's a good thing. So I think that was the turning point. Because the other option would have been just to not do anything, stay in the exact same prison that I felt, and money wasn't. I mean, that amount of money that I would have paid wasn't something that would help me further in life. Will secure my future. It was a big amount, but not something extraordinary.
Okay, yeah, and what I heard you speak about that first Kundalini or the chakra thing. Tell us a little bit more about that. Like, what was happening? What difference did that make, and how come that was what seemed to make the difference for you?
The first thing was that I met people that were interested in the same things that I was, and I realized firsthand that you can actually influence people with your intention, with a certain attitude uh, inside. You can help them release blockages from their chakras, from their organs. I was able to see this firsthand because before that I was reading in books about it. I knew it was possible, but when you're able to see that, and also when you do this in a group, because we were about 20 or 30 people, when you do healing like this in groups, it's very powerful. It's changing. Even if you don't do much, the group energy will produce shifts in your perception. It helped a lot open my heart actually at that point, because that those exercises actually were we are doing it using our heart, our connection to a higher consciousness, let's say, but through the heart, through a feeling of gratitude. So it helped me train by doing those, because we had the homework to do, so we can finish the courses to take that certification. I had a lot of homework to do, so I had to do a lot of um, sessions with people, different people, friends, family, and that made me uh, expand this connection that I had with my heart and with this higher consciousness, and cultivate a feeling of gratitude in general.
That sounds very powerful. Now, staying focused on this time when you were transitioning out of a repetitive experience of feeling trapped into something else, was there a moment when you knew things were going to change, that it occurred like it'd be inevitable that you're going to get out of here, or that you weren't going to be stuck in this experience anymore?
Oh yeah, after a while, after doing those classes for a while, yeah, when I just realized that when you put your consciousness into your heart and you open up with gratitude, so many things open up. I mean, life comes up, life things come up in life without miraculously, without you, uh, without any input from you. I mean, uh, you just cultivate this feeling of gratitude towards life in general, and things begin to appear, to occur, things in the direction that you would like to go.
Gotcha. Now, just from this moment of noticing how things began to improve and that things were shifting, and I know you've spoken to a couple of different things. See if you can get back to that transition moment where life wasn't working. Then you took some actions, life was working. But zooming right back in, looking back, what are the key things that got you through that?
I think the fact that it was a certification, so I had to go through some specific steps to get that certification, and it was a certain we had to do that homework. We had to do it in a specific time, so I couldn't postpone it indefinitely. That forced me to stay involved, committed to finishing it, because otherwise I would have fallen back into my old habits, and just without energy, maybe just I had a good experience at the courses, but then slowly I would forget about it and go back to my usual life.
Okay. Sounds great. It sounds like structure made a difference, some repetitive, like needing to go back and practice, being surrounded by those people. That makes
Yeah,
sense
we
to
had to
me.
be accountable. We had to meet with our colleagues, practice, yeah, exchange practices, and also do that homework.
Got it. So now that you've transitioned past this experience of survival, moved into a new experience of life, what's different about your life now in real ways?
It's funny because yeah, after the pandemic, I'm not going to I'm working from home, so and our son is homeschooled. But even like that, even if I had to do that routine again, I wouldn't feel stuck or blocked because I feel like there's so many things happening inside of me, and also there are so many people that I met along the way. I have new connections. I have people I can talk to about things that I want to talk about, about consciousness and about energy work. My wife also changed. She she didn't do any of these classes, but she's also interested in this, but in a little different way with essential oils. But still, she's focused on the same thing to empower people to get over their blocks, their traumas.
And
So
in
I don't
this,
know exactly when it changed, but in a way, somehow, smoothly, things changed in my life. There wasn't a specific point when they shifted dramatically, but it's like a small detour, and then that was a small detour at some point, but after 10 years, it's a huge direction shift.
and it sounds like there was a lot of things shifting for you. I heard a lot about gratitude and being engaged in different types of work. What's different about how you show up with others?
I'm a lot more comfortable being me with my flaws that I wanted to hide before. As you know from Landmark, we always want to we have this thing we want to look good. We don't want to look bad. And yeah, I was putting so much energy into that. And yeah, I still have a little bit of a mask, but I'm a lot more comfortable showing people uh, things that my flaws, let's say. And I think the fact that I'm being more open about myself makes also other people open up easily and talk to me about their issues. And obviously, this helps when you want to be a therapist. It's easier for people to communicate, and it's easier for you to once you've experienced a lot of those things, it's easy for you to see them also in the person who comes to ask you for help.
For sure. Great, Mihai. And now looking more into the future of your life and noticing the different trajectory that you're on because of the experiences you had than you might have had if you hadn't taken those actions, change your choices. Um, what's now possible in your life that wasn't before?
Uh, I feel that anything is possible now. Of course, with some limits. I mean, physical limits, but it's. I feel like if I'm more grounded and in that sense of gratitude, and I'm just intending for some, I don't know, for a specific thing in the future, I find it easier to achieve that. I have some goals, or not goals. I have some desires. We'd say sometimes we would like to do that thing, and there's no plan for it. But after a while, something materializes, and what do you know? We're able to do that thing we wanted to in, I don't know, 6 months ago, and it feels like it's coming effortlessly. Eff- yeah, without any effort.
Well, that sounds great. So where is your life going now?
I want to step more and more out of my comfort zone. I also felt at some point that I wasn't, about 2 years ago, I felt I wasn't um, communicating enough with people, with other people. I wasn't. presenting myself as a therapist the way I wanted to. I was just waiting for people to recommend others, to come to me. So I joined a Toastmaster club, and that's a different, also another network of people, great people that I met, and yeah, this put me out of my comfort zone. And while taking actions like this, I found other blocks that I had, so I had to work through those. And I feel now this is one of the things that I'm focused on, to take more actions so I can present myself more in front of other people, so they get to know me, to work with me as a therapist.
And what are you excited about coming in the future?
Mm. I see myself as I mean, in the future, I'd like to have clients, more and more clients, to work with them, to help them easier. And one of the ways to help them is through emotional first aid, the workshop that we do together. And that's a great way to make people uh, aware of these techniques, and these easy to use tools that can improve their lives. Yeah, I think that's the goal, to expand more and more as a therapist, to have to present myself to a larger group of people.
Right on. And then just in our last few closing portion of our conversation here, tell us about what has made this whole journey worth it.
The quality of life that I have right now, which is, I mean, like I said, it's the same house that I'm living in, the same family that didn't change, but the feeling inside, it's completely different. Being being able to open up, to open your heart, to have yeah, to have this gratitude in your life, it makes all the difference.
Right on. Well, thank you so much, Mihai. That was real and powerful.
Thank you.
This is exactly what the crossing point is about, what it actually looks like to move through something and come out the other side. I really appreciate you sharing this.
Thank you, Daniel, for inviting me to this conversation.